Okay, I am taking you on the journey with me to show you what I discovered. You see right there, I stuck a barbecue skewer right through that hole so I can locate exactly where that wire is. Okay? Quit, Pippi. Now, while I'm at it, I'm going to show you the thing that I was talking about. One of the first builds I had, it was, if I can get it here, it's my sewing cabinet. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just set that down for a second. So this is one of the first things I built, and I'm very close up to it, so I don't know that get an accurate thing of it, but I thought it was relevant because of what happened with the music and all that. See, it's one of the first things I learned about how to put in an outlet, and it has a little light right there. So there it is, a little foldable sewing cabinet, which I haven't learned to sew clothing yet, but when this house construction gets finished up, then we'll do that. Okay, so I've added decking up top so that I can crawl across where the kitchen is. As you can see, where we're going to be crawling up. Here's the wall at the top where the kitchen, and we're going to be crawling across that space. Okay, just a minute. Kind of just hearing me talk right now. Okay, I'm getting my gloves on. Here we go. So I built, this is the area that I built. The light's so bright you can't even see the light fixture. Okay. This used to be the hallway, and then over here is where, good Lord, where there's a plumbing cabinet, but this is a closet in here outside of this. I don't know why. The camera seems like it don't like the brightness. And then I did the attic door, like a little chest area. Okay, we're up in the attic, and I told you about all of the extra lighting I put up here because it was so dark, so I could see all around. So there's going to be decking go down that way, and I just put decking down this other way so I could crawl down. And I'm just sharing the attic experience. Okay, so there's another splice I have right there, and I think these things are important to go into my record keeping because, like I said, I don't know that you always remember exactly what you did when you are thinking about. See, I put a light at the end of that so it would be easier to see, which I don't know if it was a good idea. But see how the ceiling's arched, so we have this whole thing, this big square around the center. Now we're crawling down to try and discover where our electric line is. And this pep talk I wanted to give was that the importance of sleeping on something before you make a decision, because sometimes you'll make a decision. See, there's the top of the attic. Okay, sometimes you'll make a decision too quickly if you don't explore all of your options before you get started. Because you remember I said I didn't think I could get to the cords back here, and I found a new pathway. Okay, look, barbecue skewer has been found right there. You see? Okay, so all I have to do is drill a hole right next to that and run some wire down that. And then the other thing I'm going to have to figure out is connecting a wire to the breaker box. Now, why do I want to put myself through these extra things is the question. And the answer is that every time you decide that you're going to go ahead and learn something, you create easier pathways for yourself to build upon the knowledge that you decided to do, instead of freaking out and trying to find an easier way. You just go with the way which makes most sense. Like, for some reason, I'm thinking about a kindergartner with those like safety scissors. Okay, let me see that. Is that looking good shape? And as you can see, this insulation down here is a better picture of it than I tried to show it the last time. And there's that box I was talking about. Okay, so I'm going to be very particular about these connections that I'm going to make, because I'm learning. And I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to say that being a home electrician is a skill that is under my belt. Okay. But, anyway, lost my train of thought. Anyway, that we can consider my crawling around up here in the attic and giving tours. See, we got extra insulation up there, which could be used. Is that similar to a brain pathway? If you don't continue to go through with the brain pathway, then you are like at a dead-end street. If you want to continue with building your knowledge and your abilities, you got to keep pushing forward. And what I have really gained a lot of strength in since I've been doing home construction, that helped me with my anxiety so much, is to learn not to jump into trying to finish work so quickly without giving yourself options to think about what you really do. Because if you don't give yourself options, then it's just like you can end up with a regret when you figure out that you could have gone the way that you wanted to go, but you chickened out. So this is why I sleep on something when I feel like it might be difficult, and then I get back up and have a renewed sense of stamina and motivation. So that is my attic pet talk. Now, here's one thing in the attic that concerned me. So I've been on the roof before, and I haven't showed I walked right past that. But anyway, okay, look at that piece of wood right there. It's all sappy and black, okay? So I don't know if that's rot or what, but I wanted to come back and try and patch that or something, because it really bothers me. Now, I don't know that I've noticed any other places like that. There's some areas, and so I start noticing things that stand out to me, and I definitely feel like I need to make corrections. There's a better view of my door, sort of, but it's still very bright up here. See, I did little trim around the top of it with shelf paper and all kinds of stuff. I started getting real into it, and then I nailed that boarding around the top of it to make sure that I didn't slide through when I was climbing the ladder up here. Okay, so in this one more thing that I'm going to show, and then I've got to go ahead and get to work. Like, I'm having to decide if I want to nail down the decking, because I don't want anything nailed down. If electric wire is going to be under there, pretty sure. Okay, see, I put light boy number 6. So that underneath that boarding is where my extra light I added for the closet is. That's why that's up there. I drew a little picture with the the number and see it says number 14 living room plugs right there, and so that tells you what I brought this light up here off of. So I'm trying to be real descriptive. Okay, well that's the talk for today. I've got to come up with my plan. Next video will probably be me looking at the breaker box about how I could wire the cord through there and avoid the nails, and whether or not I want to go up through the top or through the bottom, or how I'm going to do that. But I have to investigate before I decide.